Medicare Open Enrollment 2020. What can I do? What can I not do? I guess is the best way to say it. All right, this is Bob Vineyard, your Medicare expert with the Georgia Medicare Minute. We're going to talk about open enrollment. Starts October 15th of every year, ends on December 7th. This is the time when you can change your Medicare Advantage plan, if you have one. This is the time you can change your drug plan, if you have one, or if you want one. And the same would be true if you want a Medicare Advantage plan. Medicare Advantage and drug plans, these are the only things that have open enrollment October 15th to December 7th. If you have a Medicare supplement plan, or you want a Medicare supplement plan, particularly if it's going to be underwritten, you can do that anytime. Anytime. January, February, March. Yeah, I feel like what's from The Godfather. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Wednesday, You can change your Medigap plan anytime. You can buy a Medigap plan anytime, as long as you don't currently have a Medicare Advantage plan. There are certain rules there, and we're not going to get into it right now. This is open enrollment period where you can change your Advantage plan or change your drug plan. I've got some news for you that you're not going to be real happy about. When it comes to drug plans, for years and years and years, every agent and all of the different volunteer organizations out there and the folks at 1-800-MEDICARE relied on a Medicare plan finder, drug plan finder, that was found somewhere in the archives of Medicare.gov. Massive site, lots of information. Unless you bookmark something, you can never find it again. But they use the Medicare plan finder on Medicare.gov. Well, Washington, in their ultimate wisdom, decided it was time for an overhaul of the Medicare.gov plan finder. So what did they do? They had somebody they contracted with a firm to design a new one. Well, that sounds okay, except the old plan finder is going to cease to exist the end of September 2019. It's going away, never to be seen again. The old plan finder had a bunch of reports on it that are not available on the new plan finder. So if you want if you're trying to get a drug plan or a Medicare Advantage plan that includes drug coverage, and you want to know how much your drugs are going to cost you for certainly for January of 2020 going forward, and for some people it would also be true if you wanted a plan, drug plan available or a Medicare Advantage plan available in November, December 2019. The new drug plan finder is an absolute disaster. They made it user-friendly, and it certainly is pretty. I mean, it is a pretty site. Functionality, however, is, you scratch your head and you say, what were they thinking? Because they took away two reports that were valuable if you want to make a decision about a drug plan. A lot of people look at drug plans and they think they're like Medicare supplement plans where they're all the same. Might as well just pick the one with the lowest premium. No, don't do that. Also, don't go with a plan that does not have a deductible because you think, well, that's going to cost me less. No. Probably 95% of my clients have a drug plan that does have a deductible. Okay? How did they make that decision? Well, they made that decision because of two reports that are no longer available. One of them is showing your total cost. That's premiums plus co-pays for the calendar year. It's real helpful. Just because you've got a $15 a month premium doesn't mean that that's all you're going to pay. No, because you've got co-pays. So if you want to be able to budget your healthcare costs, specifically in the area of prescription drugs, You need to know how much it's going to cost. Now, I guess you can take your monthly premium and say multiply it by 12, and then let me look at all my drug copays, and we can do it like that. Except the drug copay report that they have now just gives you general information. It doesn't show you how much your drugs are going to cost in January, or February, or March. You don't get a month-by-month report anymore, which was actually, it was golden. You could look at that and see if you filled the same prescriptions every month for the next 12 months, you could see how much your copays were going to be. Premium doesn't change. It's the same from month to month. But your copays can change, especially if you have a plan with a deductible. They're going to start out, some of your copays may start out a little bit higher until you satisfy your deductible, then they drop back down. If you've got some expensive drugs and you go into the donut hole, well, your copays are going to go way up. And then if you go all the way through the donut hole and come in the catastrophic section, then your copays are generally going to go down. So there's a lot of issues there. And if you are trying to budget your prescription drug cost, you cannot do it with the reports that are available with the new drug plan finder. So if you try and do it yourself, and you can, if you try and do it yourself, good luck with that. You're not going to be able to figure out which plan is best for you based on the lowest total cost. If you call 1-800-Medicare, they're not going to be able to tell you either which plan is best for you based on the lowest total cost. If you go to a volunteer organization, churches and libraries and stuff like that, a lot of times will have volunteers. Oh, I'll help you with your Medicare stuff. Just bring your things in here and we'll run it. They're not going to be able to tell you anything. And if you call 1-800-Medicare, they're using the same plan finder. They can't tell you either. So you're basically out of luck. There's other ways to say it, but you're basically out of luck if you want to know your total cost for drugs for 2020. I am so sorry. Now, that being said, I have found an agency that has access to the old plan finder, the one that Medicare decided they didn't need anymore because we got this brand new one. And so I will be able to help you in that regard. So if you want to know how much your drugs are going to cost, your total costs are going to be for 2020, give me a call. If you're a Medicare supplement client, I'll help you out. If you're not, don't call me. That's pretty much the way it is. This is Bob Vineyard, Georgia Medicare expert. You take care. Have a great day.